can you say some of your early thoughts on how the team's coming together, maybe the team chemistry for this squad this year?
Yeah, I mean, probably one of the biggest things I would say is we got a lot of good young energy. You know, these guys, like, it's so easy to get along with all of them. They're all good guys. They all got good hearts. They all want to do something for one another on and off the court. And, you know, when you have people like that, it makes the game of basketball easy and it makes life easy, you know. And so I would say that's probably the biggest thing about this team.
Now, it's not your first rodeo here.
No, sir.
So what
Sir.
what have you done to help the new guys get acclimated and I guess settle into their roles here?
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing probably in the weight room, just trying to encourage them, you know, put on some muscle. You know, we got a smaller team this year, but definitely a lot more skilled. And, you know, kind of like with Rob, you know, one of the biggest things, like our strength coach talks about, like he put on 24 pounds after Canada, and it shows, you know, like he ain't getting bumped around anymore. He's a big guy now, and I would say the same thing for all our guys, you know, just helping them get acclimated in the weight room and then also just doing whatever I can on the court to get them ready.
Did his performance dropping 40 surprise you guys? Or you know, was that something that you'd seen out of him, you know, that he could be that type of player?
I didn't really follow him as much in high school or anything. I definitely think he's a capable player of doing that. I think we got a lot of guys on this team who are capable of doing that. And, you know, it's kind of like what Cal says, like when somebody gets it going, you just keep giving them the ball, you know. That's the unselfishness of this team, you know. If somebody has it going one night, you keep letting them get it going, and if somebody has it going the other night, you just feed them the ball. You know, it's kind of a sharing thing, you know. When we all do well, everybody eats. So that's kind of how it goes.
You know, how would you describe the style of play that you're expecting for this team in comparison to last year?
I would probably say a lot faster would be my expectation. You know, Cal is always pushing us to, you know, be fast in transition, be fast on defense, be fast on offense. So I would say just a lot faster. And then I would also say, you know, we're going to be able to shoot the lights out, you know. And I think the biggest thing is, like, kind of touching on that unselfishness I was talking about, you know, it's just about finding who has it going, you know. And that's one of the beauty of this team. Like, if we got so many shooters, you find somebody who has it going, it's just going to work out. So, yeah.
What are some of the ways that you guys help to build camaraderie off the court? And how much has that helped you on the court?
Yeah. We do a lot of different activities. This team, you know, we got a lot of goofballs on this team, to be honest with you. But I know a lot of the guys game. I personally don't, but I know a lot of them game. I go bowling with Tone sometimes, so that's fun. We'll play pickleball. We started doing that recently, which is a lot more fun than people think. But yeah, those are just some of the few things that we do. Yeah.
I gotta ask you about Coach, man, and what now that you're, I guess, used to him, so to speak.
Yeah.
How would you describe his coaching style?
Coaching style. I mean, I would say he's somebody who holds everybody to a high standard, you know, and he doesn't do that in a mean way, for lack of a better word. He does that because he's trying to push us to be our best version of ourselves, you know. And one thing that you always see off the court, he cares about all of us, you know. And he'll never fail to show up for us, never fail to be the man that he is. And, you know, that's the beauty of him, you know, because he's gonna be hard on you, but at the same time, you know, it's coming from a good place.
I got a couple questions from my street credit class. They want to know what made you start playing the game of basketball.
That's tough. I mean, I've played ever since I was 3 years old, so, you know, it's just kind of an instinct for me. But, you know, my dad was a big inspiration to me. You know, he played college ball at Kent State in Miami, and, you know, that was a big inspiration for me, just wanting to be like him, having an opportunity to keep playing for a team, be the best teammate that I can, and kind of, you know, live up to what he's done. You know, he's always been basketball's been a way for me and him to connect, and it's been a way for me to connect with my 5 younger siblings. So, you know, it's just a great game, you know, and once you love it, you know, you can't stop playing it. So.
Well, they also want to know who were some of your role models, and what is it like for you to be a role model?
Yeah, probably some of my biggest role models. I mean, my dad, obviously, for his playing days, but also just his work ethic with everything he does. You know, whether it's his company, whether it's how he treats people, how he takes care of people around him. And the same thing with my mom. You know, she raised all 6 of us, and she's just been a big inspiration to me ever since I was growing up. And then all my grandparents really, because you know you see where my mom and dad get those traits from. You know, you always go back to the roots. It's just, you know, looking at my grandfathers. One's an accounting professor at Wright State. The other one played at Florida State, played at Miami of Ohio. You know, they're all great athletes. And my grandmothers, you know, it's also great to see them because they love to cook, so that always helps. But you know, just all of those people just have such a big influence on my life. You know, there's people I turn to every day, people that I want to be like every day, that I strive to be like every day.
Well, what can you say about you being, you know, in here in Kentucky, basketball is big,
Yeah.
and so you know a lot of kids look up to you. What can you say about, you know, you being a role model?
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird feeling, honestly, you know, but I've had my 5 younger siblings look up to me every day. So, you know, I try to set the same example for those kids that I am setting for my siblings, you know. Are you taking school seriously? Are you taking athletics seriously? Are you making a good impression on people? Are you treating people how you want to be treated? You know, it's the same. It goes hand in hand with how I want to set an example for my siblings as they get older. So